Just water. Thank you. Good morning. Okay, so let's start. Yes, everybody, please wake up. So, yesterday we finished chapter number 17, right? Role of the company secretaries we have done. I hope you have revised also. So, many chapters we have finished already. Chapter 1 we have done, then 4, 5, then we did 8, 7 also we have done. Right? 7 also we have done, 8 we have done, chapter 18 we have done, 17, 16. So many, a lot of chapters are done already. I hope everything is clear and you are revising also along with me. So today now we are going to start with the chapter number 19, which is your part number C. Part B was risk management we have done, right? Part B carries your 20 marks. Now part C, again another important. Part C carries your 15 marks, which have 2 chapters. Here it was just 1 chapter. So that means these 2 chapters are also again important. So today one of the chapter we are going to do is chapter number 19. Sustainability Audit, ESG Rating, Emerging Mandates from Government and Regulators. So different things we are going to look at it, right? Chapter is easy, but yes, it is important. So please, we need to focus a little bit. It's not that the concepts are difficult. Concepts are easy only, right? Okay. So let's start. Everybody, good morning. Everybody focus here, please. The chapter name is Sustainability Audit. That means we are going to talk about sustainability. What do you mean by sustainability? Everybody have heard this word, sustainable. What do you mean by sustainable? Anyone? to maintain what? Sustainable means what? That whatever we are doing, whatever we are using, that things should be in such a manner that we are not misusing. First of all, we are using in such a manner that okay, future generation will be able to have it, that needs. The future generation, something is left out for future generation as well. We are not consuming everything. Should not harm the environment, yes. So such things, development that meet the needs of present, our needs are met, but we don't have to use in such a manner that nothing is left out for future generations. So that is known as sustainable, without any wastages, proper use. Basically, if I, in simple words, if I say, it should be proper, to the point use, right? And let's come here, sustainability development. What is sustainability development? Development that meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. Sustainability development means what? Again, here also, this chapter will try to remember as much as possible here only, along with understanding, right? So development that meets the present of today without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So that something is left out for future also, they will also be able to meet their needs. That is known as sustainability development. Done, ma'am? Right? Okay. So what is sustainability? That we have discussed. Now what three things are there? Sustainability recognizes interdependence of economic, social and environmental factors for all-round development. So all these are related to each other. Economic, social, environmental factors. Right? We have to take care of all these things. Economic, social, environmental factors. So sustainability development, three factors are there which we have to take care. Social, we already know social means human, society, right? Human factor we have to take care. Economic, that means money, concerns, right? Profits, everybody is doing business to earn profits, to earn money. So of course that is the purpose. But look at the society as well, look at the environment as well. And the third one is environment. Then, so these are the three important things which you have to take care in the sustainability development. Okay. Now next, what is business sustainability? Ma'am, what do you mean by sustainability development? Just now we have seen such development that meets of present, that will meet the needs of the present, but without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their own needs. That is known as sustainability development. Now, once we know what do you mean by sustainable, business sustainability means what? That conducting business in such a manner. Definition remains the same. And the word conducting business, conducting day-to-day activities, conducting day-to-day operations in such a manner that meet the existing needs without compromising the ability of future generation to meet their needs. Same definition, obviously. Just it is business, that means conducting day-to-day activities, right? And has regard to the impacts that the business operation have on the life of the community in which operate, and includes environmental, social and governance issues, ESG. Done. So business sustainability means what? That conducting business in such a manner that meets the needs of existing generation, along with that without compromising the business operations of the future needs. That whatever in future the needs will be there, no, without compromising in that. And considering the impact that these business operations will put on environmental, social and governance factors. Then environmental, social, governance and economic factors. You can add economic as well. Now sustainability reporting. Now what will be there here? Ma'am, heading itself tells us that now whatever work, sustainable work you are doing, you have to report on that. Audit report. Or whatever audit you have done, make it the report on that. Correct? Same thing, whatever sustainability work or businesses are doing, you will make a report. Best example, CSR, right? Corporate social responsibility. So we do reporting on that also. So CSR report. So that is also a type of sustainability reporting related to the sustainability, right? Just remember from here, in the late 1980s, the first voluntary environmental reports were published. That means it was not compulsory that time also, right? The companies with environmentally sensitive operation, especially large polluters, started to publish sustainability reporting. So those companies, those businesses who create a lot of impact on environment, they started publishing sustainability reporting. Why? What is the main purpose of the sustainability reporting? Can anybody tell me? Why we have to give the reports? Anyone? Yes, first of all, what is the purpose of giving all the reports? Whatever reports we give. Anyone? To make companies to follow sustainability requirements, okay, to ensure that they are doing business in such a way that resources are available for future generation. Yes. So yes, that could be the reason. Firstly, law is saying by default we have to, nowadays whatever it is mandatory reporting, whether you like it or do not like it, you have to do the reporting. Second, so that companies follow the sustainability requirements. Third, especially for the investors, for stakeholders, they should know our efforts. That see, we are remember in all the chapters we have discussed this only, that nowadays all the stakeholders are bothered about ESG as well. So now if I'm working, I need to showcase that. I need to show that see, I have put so much efforts in sustainability, in CSR, right? Then only they are going to invest. Correct? So that is all the main purpose of the reporting. So first of all, it was voluntary. So those companies who were very environmental sensitive, who used to create a lot of pollution and all, now they started controlling that. Now if I'm controlling, I need to show to the entire world. So started to publish sustainability reporting to showcase their efforts towards the sustainability development, and companies with socially, now they wanted to showcase their efforts, right? And socially sensitive operations started to develop. Now they started CSR reporting. So slowly and gradually then it became a law itself. Initially voluntarily it was started, then it became law only. Many provisions have been added in that. Then so that is the main purpose here. Okay. So we have discussed sustainability development, business sustainability, and sustainability reporting. Easy things are there. At the end, everything is around each other only. Then, now we come to sustainability audit. Now, name itself will suggest. Sustainability audit means what? That we are going to check whether the organization is doing sustainable business or not. Right? Audit means to check, to review. So here also we are going to do the same thing. Audit of sustainability. Right? So sustainability audit means what? Proper assessment, proper evaluation, to review, to check that whether an organization is doing the sustainability work or not, or whatever day-to-day businesses you are doing, how it is impacting the environment, social, governance, economic factors, how it is impacting all these areas, in which areas it is impacting, whether you have tried to reduce the impact or not, if it is negative impact, right? So all these things will come in sustainability audit, right? Done. So let's start here. You can cancel this. This is just an introduction, not required. Okay. Before that, we'll come here. Sustainability audit. When an active, now audit means what we are going to check, correct? So now, okay, first we'll definition and then we'll come here. Sustainability audit means what? It is a comprehensive assessment of an organization's environmental, social and economic impact. You have to assess that any organizations. The purpose of audit is to identify areas where you can improve, areas that where the organization can improve its sustainability performance, minimize the negative effect as much as possible on the ESG, right? And minimize its negative effect. Because remember, auditor gives the advices also in on how, so you will get the solutions also from that. So that is sustainability audit. Sustainability audit means what? Comprehensive assessment to check everything, that whether organization, environmental, social and economic, how it is impacting. If it is a negative impact, how can we reduce that, right? Identify that in which areas you can improve. So all this your sustainability audit. Done. Okay. A program or activity is considered to be sustainable if it meets following criteria. What are the criteria? That when can I say that yes, business is sustainable? When can I say? First one, creates economic value, money, right? It should have some economic value. That is why I am doing business. Increasing public wealth with mechanism for its proper distribution. That means public wealth. That means what? Shareholders' value is also increasing. Wealth maximization of shareholder. Right? Socially justified. That means that it is acceptable by the society as well. For example, let us say I am doing drugs business. It is creating economic value also. Yes. Shareholders' wealth will also maximize because company will earn profits. Shareholders' wealth will also maximize. But is it socially justified? Yes, ma'am. No, right? It is not socially justified. So that means it is not sustainable. Even though you are earning profits, but that does not mean that you are doing correct things. So it should be socially justified, accepted by the society as well, environmentally sound, ethically conducted, legally, and conforms to all applicable laws, rules, and regulations. Done. So if all these things are there, then yes, we can say that yes, an activity or business which you are doing, it is considered sustainable. Economic, right? Social, governance, environmental friendly, increasing the public wealth maximization, conforms to all applicable laws, regulations. Can we assume that if the company is doing CSR activities can be considered sustainable? Depends. CS, generally what happens, that why company is doing CSR activity? Because it is compulsory for them. That yes, you have to contribute 2%. Right? But okay, we were taking just now drugs example. For example, I'm into drugs business. Right? I'm earning profits and I'm crossing the limit. Right? Yeah, I hope you remember that 5 crores, 1000 crores limits were there, 500 crores. If I cross that limit, I have to do CSR activity. Right? I have contributed in CSR also. But does that mean that I am doing sustainable business? No, right? Just because doing one thing does not mean that my entire business is sustainable. Yes, of course, CSR activity I am doing, that is good thing. That is for the betterment of the society. Agree. But what about other things? So it depends on the entire business what you are doing, not only just CSR activity. Yes, CSR is one of the part of sustainable. I hope this is clear. Right? Okay. Yes, this part that is not there in your modules or in your book. So, but please just write it down. It is there in your summary book. Notes are sent to you, right? Yes. So, yes, it is there in the summary book. So, from summary book, we have to study this. And it's very easy. That when an activity will be considered as sustainable if it meets the following criteria. Economic, so obviously money, that is why we are doing business. So creates economic value, increases wealth maximization, that is why investors are investing. Socially justified, environmental soundly, ethical soundly, all the laws, regulations, rules are followed. Then we can say that yes, business is my sustainable. Business or any activity that is sustainable. Then okay, coming to sustainability audit, first we have understood that, okay, what do you mean by sustainable? And that only auditor is going to check. That is only sustainability audit, that whether you are covering or everything or not, right? So audit typically covers areas such as, just write it down, whatever you feel. Polluting, green use, greenhouse emissions are there, waste management, water management, all these things. You have to write it down, right? That related to the basically environment in the society. So we are going to check that only as an auditor, right? The outcome of a sustainability audit is used to what? To develop a sustainable strategy, to improve, correct? That is only the purpose. And set goals for ongoing sustainability performance improvement, right? To make the strategies to do the improvement. That is why we are doing sustainable audit, so that we can come to know our performance, that okay, what are we doing? Where are the area scope of improvements, right? A sustainability audit is a process that, again, same thing will be repeated. What is it? It is process to evaluate, to assess, to identify the performance of an organization related to what? Sustainability development, right? Here purpose is sustainability audit, purpose it's sustainability, right? Not to check profits. So that only we are going to evaluate. It assesses how well a company performs. In which three areas, ma'am? Economic, social, ESG, write down ESG plus economic. Economic aspects, of course, finance. Social, environmental, governance factors, whether you are harming that or not, right? And is referred to as triple bottom line assessment. So just mark this. Triple bottom line means what? Social, environment and economic aspects you are going to see. That is known as triple bottom line. Done. So you have to remember remaining points are same only. Sustainability audit anyway. How much they write, meaning will remain same only. Just the way of writing in each sentence is each point is different. That's it. So what is sustainability audit? It is nothing but the process of evaluation, of assessment. What you will assess, that how the company is performing related to what? Sustainability development, and how to improve. In which areas? Economic, social, government, governance areas, right? And it is known as triple bottom line assessment. It includes analysis of both internal and external factors. When you are doing audit, you will analyze everything, internal factors and external factors which are affecting the company's sustainability. Everything you have to take care, right? That is why we have called you, that you come and check, you do an audit. I have appointed you that for that purpose only. So you will analyze both internal factors, external factors, all tangible, intangible assets, what in future, what could happen, identifying that. So all this is your work. In addition to the tangible assets like energy use or recycling rate, factors such as climate change legislation or customer preferences are also preferred. That okay, for example, nowadays customers want organic products, right? Preferences have changed. Customer wants we are not using plastics. We try to use paper bags. Nowadays customers are also getting aware, their preferences are also changing, right? Because of the awareness. So why we are doing evaluation? So that companies know what they are doing, company can improve, plus shareholders expectation is also that you have to meet shareholders expectation, stakeholders expectation, if they are only going to invest, right? Then, so the purpose of such evaluation is not only for the companies to become more sustainable, but also to ensure that they are meeting the stakeholders expectation through transparency and accountability. Because at the end, if stakeholders are not happy, how you will run your business? This you can cancel. Again, same things are repeated. What is sustainability audit? Okay. Now, evolution of sustainability audit. Just mark few points only. That's it. So first of all, now sustainability audit, importance of sustainability audit is increasing day by day. Correct? So initially, sustainability audit focused primarily on environmental issues only. Then later on, social and economic factors also were included over the time. Now we have to take care of the society also, human factors as well. Employees are working, right? You have to take care of them. So later on, that is also added. Done? So that we have to remember here, the specific point only, that initially environmental issues, sustainability audit only focused on environmental matters. Now social economic factors are also there. Done? Many organizations now use sustainability audit as a way to measure and report on their sustainability performance. Basically sustainable reporting, right? And to demonstrate their commitment to sustainability. Showcase. If I am doing, I want to show to all my stakeholders, right? Because they are important. They are only going to invest in my company. Then sustainability audit developed more as the technology advanced. Right? Now technology have advanced, so now easily data are also available. Correct? So that evaluation happened, that now data is easily available. Availability of the new sustainability data and tools have contributed. It will keep on changing, that right? Before 50 years, how I was doing audit, I will not do audit today in the same way. Because everything have changed. Businesses have changed. How to run the business have changed. Technologies have changed. Our customers' preference have changed. Stakeholders' demand have changed. Shareholders' expectation have changed. So every time it will be involved. For example, now organization can use data analytics and machine learning to more accurately measure and monitor their sustainability performance. And nowadays you can use the technology and more accurate data you will get. Right? Yesterday only we were discussing how AI will help company secretaries. Right? Pros and cons. I hope you remember. right? So regular day-to-day work, we can leave it on technology. We will use our work where strategy is required, where mind gives required. Yesterday we were doing same thing here also. It will help in audit as well, the technology. Yes, all these are time pass, you can cancel. For decades, increasing attention have been given to the concept of environmental, social, and governance. Now, since the decades now, it is attention is increasing. Now we are focusing on environmental, social, corporate governance. Everything we are focusing, right? Now, company do not just focus on profits, on money, but also on other factors as well. That is only given here. That companies are no longer only evaluated from an economic perspective. No. Now we see other factors as well. This also you can cancel. Done. Remaining all the points you can cancel. Not required at all. This just information is given that okay, in banks also it is developed. How we are nowadays we are assessing the risk also, ESG risk. That already we have seen in risk management. You can cancel that. Then till now simple things are going on, very easy things. Now framework of sustainability audit. Now we have to do sustainability audit. Understood. But how will we do? Whenever we do an audit, we make a basic plan, right? So that is only your framework. You will make a blueprint at least that okay, you will go for an audit. First you will collect all the data. You will check whether all the data is proper or not. Analyze that data. If any data is missing, you will ask from the management. So basically a basic plan, at least you will prepare a blueprint. So same goes with the sustainable audit as well, right? So a sustainability audit typically focuses a structured framework that includes the following steps. It is a basic framework given, but not necessary that every company will have to follow exact same only. According to your organization, you can change. This is just a framework. These are just the guidelines given. That okay, what will you do? What steps will you take? And the steps it is applicable to every organization. Whatever type of business you do. It doesn't matter, whatever industry it is. Right? So if the question is asked for the framework, sustainability audit framework, again repeating the same, first you will write it down. What do you mean by sustainability audit? Introduction, right? That sustainability audit means what? It is a process of evaluation, assessment of what? That whether organizations' activities, whether they are doing ESG work or not, right? That is sustainability audit, and improving or not. Checking their performance and getting the advices on the improvements. So that is sustainable audit, and then start with the framework points. So every time make a habit of writing the introduction. Whatever definitions we study, that only becomes your introduction. So it is very simple framework. Planning and preparation. When you are doing or going for an audit, first of all, you should know that why you are going. What is the purpose of going, right? So define the scope and objective. That what is the purpose of doing the audit? Whether the purpose, for example, let us say secretarial audit. Purpose is to check compliances, right? Statutory audit. What is the objective? To check the numbers, correct? Stock audit. To check the stock. How much is the stock? How much was the opening stock, closing stock? What is the valuation? How much is the defects? Everything related to the stock. So every different types of audit have different purpose. Correct? So same here also. First, identify the scope, identify the objective, that what you are doing audit. So identify the scope and the objective of the audit, identifying the stakeholders, and preparing a plan for conducting an audit. Now we will plan. Now just for doing the audit, now we want information as well. So data collection and analyze. This involves gathering data on the organization. Now we have to do sustainable audits. Obviously, I will collect data related to that only. Environmental, social, economic factors. Then what policy, as well as reviewing policies, procedure, practices related to sustainability. So collect all the data. Now whatever data you have collected, we have not collected for time pass. Now we will analyze that, we will assess that, we will evaluate that data, right? So this step involves the data collected. This involves evaluating the data collected and analyzing the organization's sustainability performance. We have to assess. It typically includes benchmarking the organization performance against the industry standards. Benchmarking means what? It's not a new word at all. Everybody have heard it. Benchmark. Standard, yes, you can say a standard which is set. Standard setting, yes. A standard which is set. So you will compare with that. That is known as benchmarking. Standard is set that, okay, for example, like let us say in ESG, you have to score 70 marks. Right? So what you will do, you will analyze yourself that, okay, at what my standard is, my benchmark is 70. How can I reach my 70 mark? You will have to compare your current situation, right? So same thing here also, that benchmarking is there. The organization's performance against industry standards, that what is industry standards and where are you right now, what is the organization's performance. Benchmarking, that is known as standards which are set. So evaluate that. Done. So first one, we will define the scope, objective, that why are we doing audit, right? Plan and then prepare a plan. For planning, now we have made a plan. Now when we do audit, first we need information, data, right? So collect all the information related to what? Ma'am, sustainable audit means environmental, social, economic factors. What are the policies, procedure related to ESG? We will collect all the data. Now data is collected, we have to analyze that data, assess that data, evaluate that data, right? And then only we will decide that yes, how the organization's performance is. And this also includes setting a target, benchmarking, compare with that. Then, so 3 points are done. Next. Now we have done the audit, obviously report will be generated. Whatever audit you do, you will note it down, you will make a report, right? So it involves summarizing the findings of the audit and presenting recommendations for improvement. And that report will be there. Sustainability reporting. Next, implementation and monitoring. Whatever suggestions you have given, you are auditor, you have given the suggestion. I need to implement that suggestion also. Correct? Otherwise, what is the use of that giving the advices? So this involves taking actions on the recommendation. And whatever recommendations you have given, now I will take actions on that. Right? And monitoring the progress, that I have taken some actions, whatever recommendations you have given, I have done that. Now monitor how it is improving. Done. So this is the basic framework which is given. Again, I am repeating, different organization may use different framework as well. But in general, everybody use this only. So organization to organization, it may vary a little. Yes, any doubt in framework? Simple processes are there. What is the framework? Planning and preparation, data collection and analysis, Now you have collected the data. Now assess and evaluate. Assessment is done. Now make a report for that. So report generation. In the report you will give recommendation also. Now recommendations are done. So implement that and monitor that, okay, how it is affecting. And the last is reporting and communicating. And then you will give the report to your stakeholders, right? So communicate that report. This last point you can add there in your main book as well. Point number 6. Reporting and communicating. So it involves reporting on the findings of the sustainability audit, including the what is the result, where the areas of improvement are, what action you have taken, right? Whom do you will communicate? Communicate to your stakeholders. Till now, any doubts? What is this framework? Framework is nothing but that how will you conduct your sustainable audit, right? What guidelines are given that you can follow these guidelines. That first define the scope, then make a plan, then collect the data, all these things, right? Okay. Now the process of conducting sustainable audit. Ma'am, that framework itself will become process only. Guidelines only we will follow. Becomes the process. Correct? So same points are repeated here. A sustainability audit may be conducted in the following manner. That means the framework which is given, that is only process we are going to follow. Defining the scope and objective, there also we have done the same thing, right? And preparing the plan. Gathering the data, doing the assessment on that data, preparing a report, implementing and monitoring the action, and reporting and communicating. Ma'am, copy paste. Yes. So here itself, right, you can write it down same as framework. So whatever question is asked, answer remains the same. If they are asking framework, they are asking the process, it remains the same only. Right? So separately you don't need to study also. Who can do sustainability audit? Company secretaries are allowed to do. They can do. No specific criteria is there for sustainability audit that okay, only company secretaries will do or only chartered accountants will do. If you are capable enough, you have experience, knowledge about that, you can do. Is there any mandate of the law for auditor related to sustainability audit? No. Recommendations are there. Yes. Basic recommendations are there for your entire audit. In fact, lot of recommendations are there that if you're a company secretary, what things you have to follow, what you have, because once you become the CS, that does not mean that it is over, that now you can do anything of your choice. We have so many rules and regulations to follow also. Entire CS Act will be applicable on you now. Basic example for I give, you cannot do your advertisements. right? You are starting your practice, you cannot do advertisement. Basic example I'm giving. Professional misconduct. Yes, it is considered as professional misconduct. So there are so many things which we have to follow as a company secretary. You cannot, if you have, like, let us say, for example, I am a chartered accountant also, I am a company secretary also. But if I am into practice, I cannot use both with along with my name. Yes, right now also you might have observed in my note, I write CA Nidhi Parak, right? Yes, below that I can write my degrees, no doubt. But along with my name, I cannot use both the degrees together. Either of one I will have to select. Same, for example, your company secretary also, you are lawyer also. You have to select one. So there are so many rules and regulations. You cannot do this, you cannot do that. Then if you are into practice, you cannot do along with that any other work. So a lot of detailed things are there. If you have not studied till now, in our course also CS Act is there, which you are going to study. That okay, what, because this is your professional paper. Once you become a company secretary, you should know, because those things will be applicable on you, right? So that is why CS Act you are going to study if you have not done. Why you choose CA over CS, ma'am? Just to know. No specific reason, because of my practice, which I was doing. But it is not that for the lifetime. Later on, if good thing about our profession is we have so many options always. Now, tomorrow also, if I want to change, I can change, right? I can take COP of company secretary also. Yesterday only we were discussing of COP, right? So that we have all the choice. Are you practicing, ma'am, or right now full time into teaching? My practice is there, but I'm more inclined towards my teaching profession. So my 80% work is for the teaching only, because I like my profession, right? So we have so many options. Now, for example, today you want to join corporate. After 2 years, if you want to start your own practice, good thing about degrees, our degrees, that only we always have that option. We have lot of options, choices available, because we are that qualified. Plus, our signature have values. So again, process is done. Once you do framework, same is the process. Nothing changed. So, okay, the process of sustainability audit typically begins with assessing the culture of the company. We have to analyze that, okay, what type of company it is, which includes things such as understanding how open employees are with regard to the discussing their social responsibility, what sort of training they have received on these issues. Whenever I get a order, whenever I get this offer that yes, I need to do audit, first I will obviously check like, okay, what company it is, forget about audit. If you go on to join any company also as a job, you do research on the company also, right? So same thing here also, when we are doing audit, we will see that, okay, what culture is there, what type of company it is, right? Now, once the culture is assessed, the auditors will explore the related issues minutely, including looking at the social responsibility results. Now, one culture you have identified that, okay, what type of culture is going on in the company. Now, you will start looking at the issues. That is only the audit work. Then you can check sustainability strategy also. That, okay, what I will ask the management give us all the document I want to check. For example, let us say AOA, MOA, auditors will read that. As an auditor, you are allowed to read all the documents. You have access over all the documents of the company as an auditor, right? So you can collect that document. So sustainability strategy document, once you will read that, you will get an idea, more clear idea that, okay, what company have done, what work they are doing for the sustainability, what strategies they have planned. Then whether that strategy is successful or not, That later on when you do audit, you will come to know. But at least first you will read the strategy, right? So it is a formal document that sorts out sustainability aims and objective. Then you can consider other documentation also. Just now I have told you that as an auditor, we have access to all the documents. We can ask the management whatever document you want to read. Management cannot say no. Ma'am, what if management do not give? You are asking for some document, management do not agree on that. Then fine, don't agree. That is your choice. We will give negative comments in our audit report. At the end audit report, we are only going to prepare, which will go to shareholders, stakeholders. If you are not cooperating with us, we will give negative comments in that. Right? Mention as disclaimer, yes, qualified and unqualified opinion which we give. Right? So as an auditor, we have that much power because that report will directly go to shareholders. So that is why generally companies also cooperate with the auditors. When you'll do your internship, or those who have done, you might be observing also that when you go for such audits, your clients will also treat you as if you are a god. Because they know everything is in your hand. Right? So they will treat you very nicely. Buttering. Then, so auditor can review the strategic documents. Now, you have taken the documents, now review. Whatever strategy is made, actually that is followed or not, or just it is on the paper. Right? How well the company has executed these activities. Or just you have written on the paper, we will do this, we will do that, we will invest those this much. Actually you are doing or not. Auditor will check that, right? What results have been achieved, whether a negative impact is there or not. So all these things auditors will check. The auditing may also evaluate what are the company's policy, whether it aligns with their sustainability initiatives. Policy should go according to the sustainability strategy as well, right? So you will check that. Once the review is complete, auditor will give at the end always you give the report. Whatever you found out, you will give the report. Done. And you always give the recommendations also. So basic things are given that what auditor will do. Auditor will ask for the documentation, auditor will read that, review that, whether actually according to the strategies which you have made, whether the company has done or not, whether the company's policy is in line with the whatever initiatives you have taken or not. Then you will prepare the report, give the recommendations. Yes. But these are general things. It is not that every company will follow the same thing. Depend on company to company also. What type of company it is, what business you are into, what size of, maybe small size firm is there or a large organization is there. So accordingly, depending on that, you will plan your strategies. If small size organization is there, might be possible transactions are only very less or activities are only very less. So it will not take much time to audit. But same if you go for big organization, sometimes audit take 6 months, 7 months, months and months, depending on organization to organization. So this is the basic process, basic frameworks given. Then according to organization, you will keep on changing your as per the companies. Then, so that is only given here. That it will depend on the size, complexity of the organization, what is their goals. Accordingly, it will change. So defining the scope, gathering the data, conducting assessment, preparing the report, implementing and monitoring action, and reporting and communicating. So that is the process, that is the framework, whatever you say. Till now, any doubts? Yes, no. Done. Simple things are there. I hope you are able to remember also. So many times I have revised here. Now, case study, time pass. Sustainability audit of a manufacturing company. That how manufacturing you have given a manufacturing company. You have to go and do the audit of that company. Ma'am, whatever company it is, the framework will remain same, right? Define the scope, gather information, assess performance, areas of improvement, define the action plan, implement and monitor, report. Same points we have discussed in framework, right? So they have given just an example that, okay, if it is a manufacturing company, define the scope. First of all, you will go and check what are the company's operation, how company is working, what are their product, right? Whether they are focused on ESG factors or not. So you will define your scope. So that is given: company operation, supply, product life cycle, company's impact on ESG. What are their social ethical responsibility? First, you will check that. Now, collect information. So you will related to the sustainability audit. So related to environment, society, social, all these things, you will collect the data, right? You don't have to. You are not much bothered about profits losses here. You are bothered about the sustainability here. So data also you will collect about that only, right? So companies, energy, resources, waste generation, emission, related to all this, you will collect the data. What are the practices they are following? Human rights are related to the society, employees. What are the provisions? What are the rules? So you will get all the data. Now assess their performance. Once you gather the data, analyze that. Compare with the benchmark, right? Analysis means what? That whatever targets they have set, whether you have achieved that or not. So all this thing, performance will be assessed. Done. Then identify where the improvements could be possible. You can give the recommendation. For example, improving the raw materials. Don't use such raw materials which will harm the environment, right? Hazardous material or manufacturing concerns are there. If it is in the city itself, generally which government do not allow only. If it is creating a lot of pollution or noise pollution, air pollution, whatever. So it will should be outside the city or in the outer area, right? So all these other recommendations you will identify. Develop action plan. Then whatever recommendations you have given, whether they have implemented or not, you need to track that, right? Track the record. So develop an action plan, that how it will be achieved. Okay, we found out that, okay, what are the improvements, areas of improvement, what should be done. So for that, make a plan. Now plan is made, now implement that plan and monitor that whether it is working or not, whether you are going towards your sustainability goals or not. And last is communication. Report will be prepared, right? And then it will be communicated to the stakeholders. Companies, employees, customers, shareholders, government, whoever is the stakeholders. So time pass, case study. If you want, you can ignore also, points are same only. Done. Now we have prepared an audit report. Now we need to understand that report also. Correct? Audit report you have prepared, but you are understanding your report, but shareholders also should understand. Stakeholders should also understand, right? So what important things you will include in the report, that is given here. Because at the end, users are those people who are normal, who do not understand this. They are not professionals like you, right? So you have to prepare the report in such a manner that, okay, whoever reads it, it is easier for them to understand. For example, don't use very hi-fi language or hi-fi English language or such a very high technical words, which normal people do not understand only. If they don't understand, what is the use, right? So understanding about sustainability audit report. So what report should include? You have to prepare the report. But what things will you include so that your shareholders, your stakeholders easily understand the report? Then, so let's come here. The report typically includes the following key elements. What important things you will include in your report? First one, summarized one. This section provides a high-level overview of the report, including the purpose of the audit, key findings, and the main recommendation. Basically, a summarized version. That in that report, what will you give? Overall review, right? Overall, how is the report? So, what is the purpose of audit? What you found out? What recommendations you have given? That you will write it down. Executive summary. Now, name itself will suggest that, okay, it is a summarized version. Then background. Again, heading itself will tell you background. What type of company it is, what is their goal, what is their purpose, right? What are the sustainability goals and targets? Shareholders should know that, okay, what were their targets. Then they will compare, right, that whether the company is actually working properly or not, right? So in the background, you will talk about that. You will give information about organization. What are their sustainability goals and objective? What is the scope of audit? You have to give information about your scope of audit also. That public, please see that I am just doing sustainability audit. I am not checking profits and losses, right? Otherwise, stakeholders tomorrow, they will say that profits and losses you have not checked. So before only you can clarify that it does not come within my scope. I have been appointed to do sustainability audit, not the statutory audit. So define your scope so that shareholders know that, okay, what they can expect from you, right? Then methodology, that how you have conducted the audit. Give, obviously in detail everything you cannot give because some confidential informations are always there, right? As an auditor, you also have so many confidential things, but a basic plan that, okay, how we conducted the audit. So this section outlines the methodology used to conduct the audit, including the data sources, stakeholders consulted, that we have consulted stakeholders, we have consulted experts, what techniques you have used, so that you can mention. Of course, not a detailed confidential information. Then key findings. Heading itself will tell you that what you have found out, you will write out in the report. Detailed analysis of the organization's sustainability performance. That was the main purpose of audit, to find out that whether how the company is performing, right, in different areas. Then we will give the recommendations. Then whether the company have complied with the laws and regulation, whatever you found out, that whether the company is involved in the frauds, errors, or they are not investing in ESG activities, whatever you find out, you will write in this area, key findings. After that, recommendation, that whatever recommendation you gave to the company, write that in the report. That whatever specific recommendation you have given, that how you can improve sustainability. Of course, everything we will talk right now here related to sustainability only. We are not talking about finances right now. So whatever recommendations you have given, whatever you have told that, okay, take this action. So write it down. Then implementation plan. That how will you implement these recommendations? Recommendations you have given, but now you have to implement as well. So this section outlines a plan for implementing the recommendations. How you will implement, when you will implement. It's not that I am giving recommendation today, you are implementing after 10 years. What I will do after 10 years? These recommendations are useless, right? So when, timeline, that is also important. And last, conclusion. Basically comments that yes, whether it is a qualified opinion, it is a disclaimer of opinion, or it is an adverse, you have to give that. So conclude. That what is the company doing? Whether company have done everything properly. If company have done everything properly, which type of report will go? If true and fair view is there, which type of report? Anyone? Statutory audit report? No. I'm talking about that you have done the audit. Now, if everything is proper, true and fair, company have done everything properly, what kind of report will go? You will give positive comments only, right? Obviously, if company have done everything properly, your comments will also be positive opinion only. Now, what is that positive opinion known as? Yes, very good. Unqualified report or unmodified report. That yes, everything is proper. Unqualified. Then, and statutory audit report is different from this sustainability report. So, if you are doing sustainable audit, you will give sustainability report. Statutory audit is mainly focused on finance, amount, money related. Whereas here our main focus is ESG, environmental, social, governmental, economic factors. That is the main goal. So basically, scope of audit only is different in statutory and here. So that is why we have written here also that tell the scope also to your stakeholders, whoever is going to read, because at least they should know that okay, you were not appointed for statutory audit, you were appointed for your sustainability audit. So that in future also or later on also nobody can blame on you that you just checked sustainability, you have not checked amount only, finances only. That was not our part only, right? So you can explain that it was not part of my work. I was appointed only for sustainability. Then, so what report will include? Ma'am, very simple things are there. Give the summary, give the background, what findings you have done. Few points are anyway same. Key findings, recommendation, implementation, conclusion. Same points are there, right? Just addition is what? This executive summary, background and methodology. Remaining points are same only. Give the summarized version because shareholders will not understand so much. Understand that they are general public. Tell the background, what type of company it is, and methodology, what methods are followed. So executive summary, background, methodology, key findings, recommendations, what action plans you have made, whether it is implemented or not, and conclusion. I hope the chapter is very simple for you till now. Now different standards have given their guidelines, right? Every time we see this, only different people will come, they will give their guidelines. Yesterday also we have talked about different types of committee. Irani committee, Naresh Chandra committee, Kumar Mangalam Birla committee, all this thing. Different people come, different committees come, they start giving their guidelines. So let's start here. Then there are several standards and guidelines that organization can use to conduct sustainability audit. Some of them are given. First one, GRI standards. Global Reporting Initiative standards. Now these are all guidelines, right? So same here, the GRI is a widely recognized sustainability reporting framework that provides guidelines and indicators for organization. In this GRI, what it is given? Guidelines are given, indicators are given to measure and report on their sustainability performance. So in this GRI, guidelines, indicators are given that how will you measure that whether your performance is sustainable or not. So that is given you. So GRI standards provide a comprehensive and consistent approach to sustainability reporting, and organizations can use that. Then, so GRI guidelines, basically it is a guidelines given for what, how will you measure and report the sustainability performance. That what approach will you follow, that is given you. Of course, again, it is not compulsory, it is guidelines. So few words you should know. For example, GRI is there. How will you measure and how will you report? And what approach you are following on the sustainability performance. Next is your ISO 26000. All these are international standards only, right? Which are given the guidelines for everybody, every country can follow. It is an international standard for CSR that provides guidelines for organization on how to implement, maintain and continually improve their social responsibility practice. Then, so basically in this GRI, what was written that, okay, how will you measure your performance? ISO 26000 is how will you first of all implement, forget about performance. First you need to do sustainable work, right? So that is given you. That how will you implement your social responsibility practices. So here, implement, maintain and improve. Done. Next is sustainability assessment standards. Name itself will suggest that how we will assess, how we will analyze, right? What approach you will follow for the sustainability assessment, right? So what approach to follow? For what? To check sustainability assessment. So different standards are given in, these are just an example. You can remember one or two, that's it. Environmental management accounting is there, 88000 is there, sustainability assessment framework. So different guidelines are given. Then next is national and regional standards. National and regional standards means what? Country to country also standards are there. If you remember when we were doing corporate governance, chapter number 1, that time also we have discussed South Africa, UK, all these things. So different country have their also. Same thing also. That different country will have their own standards, that also you can follow. For example, European Union has developed the EU Eco Management and Audit Scheme. So different countries will develop their schemes, their standards. Done. So heading itself will tell you GRI standards, global, applicable to everybody. Everybody can follow it. What GRI tells you? How will you measure your sustainability performance? How will you report? What approach you will follow? ISO 26000 is saying, forget about measure. First implement the sustainability practices. Then you will measure, right? So that is talking ISO 26000. Then assessment. You have implemented also, you need to assess your performances. So what approach will you follow? That is sustainability assessment standard. And the next, national and regional Every country can have their own standards, practices, frameworks. Done. Now, what is the importance of sustainable audit? Without reading also, you can easily answer. That why sustainability audit should be done. Many reasons are there. First of all, laws is because law is saying that is why. Secondly, when you do audit, you will know the areas of improvement, that in which area you have done work properly, in which areas improvement should be there, right? How is your performance? You can easily measure that. Demonstrating commitment to the sustainability, that yes, you can tell your stakeholders also that see, this company is very much committed. Shareholders will gain confidence towards the company, correct? Because nowadays stakeholders focus on this ESG activities also. So your reputation, your brand image will increase if sustainability audit is done and auditor gives unqualified opinion, for example. Confidence will increase, stakeholders will invest more in your company, right? Bank also will give loan easily, bank or any financial institutions, correct? So all these are the, then it will help you in your competition as well. If you are doing, it can make you one more step ahead as compared to your competitor. At the end, we want to earn profits also, right? So we need to take care of the competition as well. Risk can be identified. Yes, sustainability risk can be identified and improvements can be done at the earlier stage itself. That at what areas improvements can be done, right? Then benchmarking, target you have set. If you do audit, then you will come to know that, okay, benchmark which we have set, whether you have achieved that benchmark or not, right? Otherwise, what is, and how to achieve, recommendations could be given for that, right? So these were the basic, you can say, importance of sustainability audit or advantages of sustainability audit. All are same thing only, right? Need for sustainability audit. So any question is asked, answer remains the same. Importance, need, advantage, all these are same thing only. So again, without reading also, still you can write down this. Done? So that finished your part A, which was your sustainability. Sustainable, what is sustainable development, sustainable audit, sustainable, how will you report, what procedures you will follow, what framework is you are going to follow, right? What are the advantages, why it is needed, everything we have done related to the sustainability. Any doubts, any queries till now in this first part, first section? Yes or no? Done? I hope the process is also, now you remember also, lot of things you will remember as well. So now when you will revise, it will hardly take any time for you. And this from so many chapters you might have observed also, that whatever time we spend in class, it will take less time comparatively when you study. If you have understood everything properly, right? It becomes easier to revise and study. And again, first time you will study, it may take, let us say, 2 hours for some topic. Next time it will take 1.5 hours. As you keep on revising, your time schedule will reduce. And that is the purpose, that at the end of the day, Last day, when we just have one day, we have to revise everything. Each and every, all the 20 chapters we will have to revise together. Done? Okay. So before starting with the part B, let's take a break so that part B will continue at one stretch, right? Or whatever we can do. So take a break of 10 minutes and then we'll continue with this.